Hi. Welcome to Oaks of Righteousness. This is our second teaching, and that is on relinquishment. Relinquishment is basically letting go. Letting go of whatever it is that hinders us. There's an old Middle Eastern proverb that goes like this: let go or be dragged. Think about some of the things, if you can, identify some of the things in your own life that are dragging you. And now, just imagine if you just made the choice to let go. Just imagine that you had the choice to let go. Because you do. You do have that choice. The angels look down on us and they marvel because we have been given by God free will. The angels do not even possess that ability. If an angel makes the wrong choice, the consequences are eternal. They're eternal. The angels look on us and they marvel that we consistently, willingly make the choice to disobey God, and all we have to do is say we're sorry and we're right back in good standing. The angels marvel at that. God has given us the power of choice. We can use that power of choice wisely. Relinquishment, letting go of certain rights that we may believe that we have a right to. Thomas Jefferson wrote the famous lines. We can all recite them. We believe that we're all given certain inalienable rights: life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. Well, that's a man-made document. That's not what God says. God has never said that. What God has promised, though, is that He will heal whatever it is that we need healing for. Some of us, Pastor Fred talks about how his wonderful mother made him breakfast every day before he went to school. My mother never, not one time ever, made us breakfast before we went to school. But I don't have that inalienable right that my mother make me breakfast every day before I go to school. It would have been nice, but I don't have the right to that. God never says that. But again, what He does promise is that He will heal anything that ails us. And He knows what ails us even before we know it. Let go or be dragged. All of us have things that we need to relinquish in order to be free. All of us are being dragged by certain things. Hopefully, as we progress, we let go of more and more, and we experience more and more freedom. I want to remind you the story in the Bible of the man at the pool of Bethesda. This man had been beside the pool of Bethesda for 38 years. Periodically, the waters would stir in the pool, and while the waters were stirring, whoever went into the pool would be healed. And this man had been there for 38 years and not gotten into the pool when the water stirred. Jesus comes walking by, and He knows that this man has been there for 38 years. And Jesus asks him a question. Now, it's really important that we understand. Jesus knows all the answers. So why does somebody who knows all the answers ask a question? He asks the question to get us to look into ourselves. He's trying to reveal something about ourselves. With God, the question is always more important than the answer. Jesus comes to the man. He knows the situation. And he says to the man, do you want to get well? That's a very important question. Seriously, for 38 years, he couldn't get into that pool, not one time. And he says to Jesus, he says, I can't, because every time the water stirs, someone else goes in ahead of me. Jesus, in the Bible, this statement is followed by an exclamation point. He just very frankly says, get up and walk. And the man does it. Here's what I'd like for us to learn from this encounter that the Lord has with this man. Sometimes things that ail us, and in the Amplified Version of the Bible, it says that this man had a lingering condition. It's called the Amplified Bible calls it a lingering disorder. Now, I don't know about you, but I have a few lingering disorders. But sometimes we can carry something for so long that it becomes so much a part of us that we're actually afraid to let go of it, even though it's harmful. It's a funny thing about the human condition, but sometimes we hold on to an ailment or a lingering disorder. We hold on to it, and we get to a place where Jesus invites us to be healed of that. He invites us to just let go of it. But it's become so much a part of us that we're actually afraid to let go, because we're afraid that then we won't know who we are anymore. Sometimes these lingering disorders become part of our identity, and we become comfortable with it. And it sounds ridiculous to say it, but it's the human condition. Sometimes we'll hold on to things that are hurting us because it's become comfortable to us, and because it's been a part of us for so long that without it, we don't know who we are. We lose part of our identity. Sometimes, we hear that some people are afraid of success. Well, we can become afraid of freedom, like the man at the pool. For 38 years, he came to a place where he was actually afraid of freedom. So, what I would challenge you with tonight is this. Is there an area in your life where the Lord is inviting you to step into the pool? Is there an area in your life where the Lord is inviting you, just let go of it. Let go of it and trust me. Because that's all it takes is trust. And remember, God always promises us that He will not forsake us. Whenever we trust in the Lord, He always comes through. He has promised us that. Now, in our binder, in the section on relinquishment, it's on page 25 in my binder, but it's a really good page here. It's called the if onlys. Many of us live with if onlys. I remember my brother one time, him and his girlfriend, I don't know, his 50th girlfriend that he broke up with. My brother one time, he kept saying, well, if only I could, find a gal that would stand by me, then I'd be happy. Well, he's looking for happiness outside of himself. And you can't depend on that. The only true happiness comes from within, not from within ourselves, but from the God within us. The God within us. So what I'd like to do now is go to the page on relinquishment that has all the if-onlys. And in our groups, your leader will facilitate this discussion on the if-onlys that human beings carry with them through life. And again, I invite you to have the courage to try one time, try one thing, let go of one thing that the Lord is asking you to let go of. Thanks.